Welcome to the Watchdog Report. I'm your host, Ed Ciffone, Yorktown Watchdog and President of the United Taxpayers of Yorktown. I don't know if this show will be coming on before the election, but the second part of my show will be about the election. Well, I want to tell you about the UTY and why you should join the UTY. We've been around since 1976, and we're community activists trying to lower taxes. And this is our form that we have when people sign up. And I'm going to read some of this off here. The United Taxpayers of Yorktown, P.O. Box 180, Yorktown Heights, New York, 10598. Dear Yorktown residents, it is the mission of the UTY to act as an advocate of change and to promote the education and welfare of our children and the quality of life in the town of Yorktown while minimizing the school and town taxes within the boundaries of the town of Yorktown. We will accomplish our mission by investigating school and town finances, collecting and disseminating information, and educating the public about the school and town budgets and their impacts on taxes. The UTY will act responsible and in connection with the objectives. When appropriate, the UTY will issue endorsements of candidates or legislation that serves to advance the mission of the UTY. We would like to know your opinion about the objectives of the UTY. We hope you will take a few minutes and fill out this questionnaire. And we have a couple of questions on here. Do you agree with our main purpose, which is to promote education and welfare of our children and the quality of life in the town while minimizing the school and town taxes? I think everybody that joins us puts yes on that. Do you think that you are overtaxed? In Yorktown, everybody knows they're overtaxed. Do you want the UTY to investigate school and town finances? Well, that's what we do anyway. Do you want the UTY to fight for lowering your taxes? Okay, that's what we've been doing since 1976, when a guy named Mike Melillo established it. And in 1993, the Yorktown School District raised taxes from 5.8 to 16.4, and the bill came out in 1994. We got all surprised, and I reorganized the United Taxpayers of Yorktown, and I've been involved with the presidency most of the time from then. Okay, and then this is a few other things we have here. Are you willing to participate in the UTY activities and help us to minimize property taxes in Yorktown without adversely impacting the school and the welfare of children and the quality of life? And most people want that. Would you like to be on our mailing list? Will you join the UTY? So listen, folks, I'm asking you out there to join the UTY. Now, it's very easy. Just give me a call at 245-1018, and it's a small donation of $10 for the year, and we have some benefits where you get 50% off in BJ's, and we have an oil company that used to give us a discount, but the oil went down, now it's starting to go back up. So give me a call. Again, Ed Ciffone at 245-1018. Okay, so we had a meeting last night of the UTY at Town Hall, and usually we have our meetings at Town Hall the last Wednesday of every month, but we were told we couldn't use the main room because the supervisor had a special Yorktown United, which is an organization to raise money and use that money to give to other nonprofit organizations. So anyway, we had our meeting. So we talked about the oil company. Castle would now change to Petro, and now it's organized with Burke Heating. And we're trying to get the best price, and I'll find out from the other oil companies. Since we have our organization in a group that joins one of these companies, they give us a tax discount. Now, folks, you have to understand that if you want to know about the United Taxpayers of Yorktown, you have to go on our website. We just redid it, and Dan Lefkowitz is our guy with the know-how with the internet. So go on yorktownopengov.net, okay? And you will see the links there. You'll see my past shows. They'll show you how to find out what the teachers are making, what the superintendents are making, what the county's making in salaries and all that stuff. So, again, we go in front of the board and we try to make the board make decisions to lower taxes and to rectify some issues that we're passionate about. So one of these things was, I guess this is the longest going problem that we have, is the Holland Sports Club. Now, I had here where when Eric DiBartolo was highway superintendent, he told the town he could save money by knocking down these buildings on Holland Sports Club's property. He did it. It cost, I think it was $125,000 instead of $250,000. Everything was fine. Vishnu Patel, scientist, environmentalist, decides to go and check it out, see what they did. He believes that it's contaminated. So he calls the DEC and the DEP, and they issue violations. These violations have to be cleaned up. So instead of charging fines, they gave the town time to clean it up. So we have a new highway superintendent. He says he could do it, he can clean it up. So they started off like this. We'll use the same guys as Eric did when he was highway superintendent. So remember, folks, that's them taking away the highway employees from doing the highway jobs to do the field again. So what they did now is that they had to buy or rent a machine called a sifter, which takes the dirt, sifts it, and gets all the impurities out. And you have this big mound, and you have this big bulldozer putting all this stuff together. And what's happening now is that was $15,000. Then there's another $40,000 that they're going to use more to finish the job. And they have the highway guys doing it. So listen, we figured out that in the beginning it cost about $125,000 to $130,000. Now it's at least $150,000. That it's going to cost $280,000. And that seems to be the amount when they started. If they would have went to a private person and company that would have done it, taken everything away, and not leaving this mess. Then you have another contaminated field at Hunter Brook Park. There was an old pump house station that they took down. Again, under Eric DiBartolo, they brought in dirt or used that dirt, and it's contaminated. So they're going to have to test it again and see what they're going to do with that. All right, now another one that we talked about is the generator. When Sue Siegel was supervisor of town, she put $250,000 for 2 generators. They got one approximately 2 years ago, and it still hasn't been hooked up. We were just lucky last year with all that snow. We didn't lose too much electricity like we did during the storm. So their last thing I know is that they have to hook up gas and need Con Edison to do it. And this will be the second winter without the generator. Now I'm going to go. Now these things I'm talking about is my list that I brought up to the supervisor of the town, saying that you mentioned these things and nothing's been done about it. Okay. So the next thing was Granite Knolls. Now Granite Knolls was taken over where the owner of the property owned 200 acres. He owned taxes from 2008 and approximately $850,000. So, and the town's bright idea was to take it over for $2.7 million. And then before it becomes parkland, it takes 2 years at $150,000 a year that we had to pay the taxpayers. So it comes out to $3 million. So now, what do they want to do? They want this Algonquin pipeline, who wants to alienate the property. Alienation means they go to New York State, take this 26 acres that they want, and don't make it parkland anymore, that they would be paying taxes on this land that they used as a holding station for their equipment and the pipes and everything like that. So it's it's a big issue. And they want to put what they call a pigging station right on that property, which after all these hearings, is supposed to be really dangerous. If you clean out the pipe, some of that stuff would go up into the air. And so now they said they're not going to put the pigging station there. They just want to increase. They have 2 pipes. They've been there for 60 years. One is 30 inches that they're not touching. One there is 24 inches. They want to make it 26 inches. They want to make it 42 inches. Now, it's not about how old the pipes are. It's just that they want to do this to make money, okay? So where it's up in the air right now, the federal government could come in and use eminent domain and let those people put their pipes there and everything else and enlarge their pipes over the objections of the people in Yorktown. Let's see. Sultana Pool. Now, Sultana Pool is located in Yorktown. And again, in 2008, they stopped paying taxes. They owe about, lately was $778,000. And they wanted to give the deed to the town, which they did, but the town don't want the deed. The town don't want the property. They call it toxic property. So, folks, we're paying every year because they're not paying. And even one year they came with $2,000 towards the taxes, and the supervisor says, no, we need all the money at once. And I don't know if that's a rule or not, but they should have took the money. So we've been paying for that. I don't know how long it's going to be happening, but that was another one that didn't happen. All right, and we have our buddy Nick Wicko, who has a neighbor that did things illegal. He went to court. The court found that Nick was right. The zoning board was wrong. The zoning board changed their decision, and they issued summons to his neighbor. It's been issued since May of last year, and still nothing's been done about it. And that was another one. Okay, let's keep going because we talk. Yeah, we talk about a lot of stuff in our meetings. So we talked about the veterans benefits exemption that we got in Yorktown. the basic, but not in Lakeland. Lakeland didn't want to do it. Okay. And then we went and foiled the school district on certain things that we had. And it was W-2 salaries for 2013, so we have that. We added that to our website. And we wanted to know how much it cost for cleaning the dust off the rafters in the school. So we have a bill for $3,000, which I was asking about because I thought maybe the custodians can go up there and clean it, would save us the money. And the last thing was about Larry Eidelman. Larry Eidelman is a police officer in our town of Yorktown. And I attend most of the meetings, and I heard that he got paid $750, $7,500 for security, to check out what they need for safety and to make sure the security officers were in place. The reason why I foiled it, because I wanted to know if he was still working there, okay, and that my understanding that his wife has an organization or company that puts the security there. Then I was corrected by Dennis Favois saying that it's not security, it's monitors and greeters. So I had to put in another foil. And as far as they said that Larry Eidelman, the police officer, never worked for them. So we're going to have to find that out. So, folks, the last thing, yeah, and we just want to know the reason why they said that and if he's still working or why he's not working. Now we also had in the newspaper that Officer Eidelman was looking at some kind of porn on the computers at the school, and he lost 1 day's pay at the police station. And since they said he's not working there, I thought he lost his job there. But okay, so let's end it right there. Now I want to get really quick now before I get on to the voting on March 10th for trustees. Now, I attend the budget hearings, and this time I wasn't able to be there, so I've asked this question at the town board. So this is the main thing that you should know. There's a tentative budget comes out in October, and then they negotiate and they figure out, they add, they take away, and they have a preliminary budget, which is really the final budget. And by law, they have to do that. And now it come out to around 3.6 for Yorktown, average person. And that's a high increase. And next year, looks like over 9%. So, folks, that's a little bit about the UTY and what we do. And one more I have here is Shallow Creek. Someone's taken over as a vendor. He's going to put in $1 million worth of repairs and open up the 9-hole golf course. All right, so now the 10th of March is the election. Now, these are the people who are running for office. Okay, you see them right there. They had a debate the other night. I went, and it sounded really good. It was given by the school, Yorktown School District kids. They asked them questions, and it was also the newspapers were there. So it started off with Greg Bernard. He's running for the 3-year term of Terrence Murphy, and he's running against Roseanne Brackett. And then we have Tom Diana, who's a Republican, running against Bob Giordano for the 1-year term of Nick Bianco. So the kids quizzed him on a lot of questions, and it was really good. And I'm hoping that you can find this on our website course, we have an email that we sent out to our members of a copy of the video of the debate, and which is really, really good. And that's what you should do. I put an article in the paper that you should be an educated voter before you vote, and that United Taxpayers have two candidates for office. That's Roseanne Brackett and Rob Giordano. But the UTY did not endorse anybody, but we're hoping that they can get and win the election. So make sure you get out there for March 10th and find out where your polling booth is, because they may consolidate the polling areas. But give a call to the clerk of the town and find out where you have to vote. Now, there was a lot of issues here, but the one issue that wasn't brought up, which is never brought up, is about the budget. Okay, we have a $57 million budget here, and we have a high tax increase that's coming in April. But they answered a lot of other questions about, can you work with Michael Grace? Now, Michael Grace is the supervisor of the town, who's a Republican, and what's happening, I wrote in my article that right now with the three trustees, it's dysfunctional. They can't work with each other. They say bad things in front of the camera. They threaten people. The supervisor threatened people. One of the candidates, one of the board members decided to check out this guy, Bill Primavera, his home, and see if he was working out of it, because according to the code, he's not supposed to be working. So now it's a big thing. They called her a Nazi. They're talking about the only thing happened in World War II with the brown shirts. It gets really, really crazy, folks. And listen, it's hard for me to take the grief that I do from a lot of people. You know, there's so many things that have happened to me in the past, and just a few. I was on a museum board for 6 years. They abolished the museum board. I have a paper about the ex-chief of police, Bob Arruda, who was working 4 jobs at the same time as he was chief of police. He was given the okay by Linda Cooper, who was the supervisor. And so what happened was, at an employee picnic, his wife was screaming at me, you shouldn't have brought this out, blah, 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 for 20 minutes. Then I went to get a hot dog, and the chief of police was there. He says, I'm going to throw you through that effing fence. He goes to me to grab his gun. The supervisor's husband grabs him, and I take him up before the board to find out what's going on, and they blame me if I didn't bring out how he was working 4 jobs. He wouldn't threaten me. So as I'm leaving there, he threatens me again. Just do something else, and I'll lock you up. So you see Nick DiTomaso's picture here. He's my buddy. We've been up in front of the boards, and he tried to arrest us one night at a town board meeting. So, folks, like I said before, it's not easy. There's other things happening to me that you get retaliated against when you try to bring up these issues. But I got a thick skin. So, you got to understand that this paper, the Yorktown News, is a free paper. You should be able to get it free at your home, or the Examiner. And read those articles, because there's a lot of articles here, even by my buddy Dennis Tate, who wrote an article. And it seems like they edited his letter to the editor. I'm sure he's going to question the chief of staff why they edited that agenda. And then it's funny. In this paper you have Greg Bernard and Tom Diana, and it says that, if you look at that, okay, can you see it? I don't know if you can see it or not, but on one you could probably see it. But it says that endorsed by Senator Terrence Murphy. Okay, it says endorsed by Senator Terrence. I don't know if he paid for it or not, but He's our new senator. He was on the board up to January, and now he's off. Let's see if I can just find one thing here. Oh, the sober home. The sober home, they call it Compass Westchester, sues Yorktown. Additional civil rights lawsuit is being prepared. So when they voted 2-1 for it, and one of the trustees voted no, you needed 3 to pass. So that was a vote. They tried to bring it up again, and now the sober home is going to sue the town and its taxpayers. Now, they're pretty ridiculous now. They want you a year. We want you to voting. And the voting and in the code it says that you could have up to 14 people in your house as a family, as long as there's one kitchen. And so that's why Councilman Patel voted against it. Why did we even have to come in front of the town board? And I still don't understand why they wanted the special permit when they didn't need it. But I guess I can only think is that if the neighbors complained, anytime they did anything, the neighbors would complain about the parking, about the sewage, about so many things. So I just want to make sure, folks, now, camera one now, this is my Watchdog shirt, okay? I love being a watchdog for over 25 years. I like finding signs. It's another one, the watchdog, caution you entering the watchdog territory. And listen, folks, the United Taxpayers are out there for you. Now, we want you to join. Look, what's so hard about joining an organization that wants to give you information and want to lower taxes? We've been chastised in the newspaper, at the school, that we're this, we're that. And at the school, I ran 12 times, and I was a teacher. I was a substitute teacher for 12 years. Again, they didn't have a debate. I tell you, everything's different when I do things, but it's okay. I'm still out there for you. The United Taxpayers are out there for you, and we're going to be at the next town board meeting. I don't know if this is going to be shown before March 10th, but get out there and vote. And listen, if you join me, again, 245-1018, that's Ed Ciffone. It's only $10 donation to help us fight against these levels of government that are raising your taxes. So thank you for what? And also, again, I can tell you it's 50% off BJ's, and instead of $53, it's $26. So come on, folks, join us. We have about 300 members now. We need more, and we need your help. All right, so listen, folks, thanks for watching. We'll be here. We'll be going at March 10th, voting. Be an educated voter. Get out there and vote. If you can't be there, find out how to get an absentee ballot and vote. Thanks for watching. See us at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays, 9:30 on Mondays, and on Wednesdays at 4:30 on Channel 74. Thanks for watching.